If you are planning to study for a master's in Germany, stop skipping for just 5 minutes because Germany has introduced a brand new requirement that could affect thousands of Indian students. It's called dMAT, and no, it has absolutely nothing to do with a dMAT account. Many students have already misunderstood this update because of the similar name. In this video, I will explain exactly what dMAT is, who needs to take it, who doesn't, how it affects your APS process, what the exam looks like, and everything else you should know before applying to Germany. Let's get started. What is dMAT? dMAT stands for Digital Master Test. It is a newly introduced academic aptitude test for certain Indian students applying for master's programs in Germany. The test is administered by GAST, a German testing organization, and it works together with the APS verification process. One important thing to understand is that this exam is not replacing APS, Uni-Assist, IELTS, or your university application. Instead, Germany has added it as an extra requirement for eligible applicants. Think of it as one more checkpoint before your APS certificate. Who needs to take dMAT? This is probably the most important part of the entire video. According to the current announcement, dMAT is mandatory for students applying for the summer semester 2027 intake or later if their bachelor's degree is from an Indian institution in these fields: engineering, commerce, accounting, finance, economics, business, management. So if you are currently studying BBA, BCom, BMS, engineering, finance, or similar programs and you are planning a master's in Germany after 2027, this update is especially relevant. Who doesn't need dMAT? Fortunately, not everyone has to write the exam. According to the current information, you don't need dMAT if you are applying for a bachelor's degree, you are applying for a PhD, you are joining Germany through an officially recognized exchange or double degree partnership, or if your APS application had already been submitted before this new requirement became applicable. Always double check your own situation because APS may update these rules over time. Does dMAT replace APS? The answer is no. Many students think Germany has removed APS and replaced it with dMAT. That is completely incorrect. APS still remains compulsory for Indian students. The difference is that your dMAT certificate now needs to be included when you submit your APS application if you are one of the students required to take the exam. So, your process now becomes: collect documents, take dMAT if required, receive your dMAT certificate, submit your APS application with the certificate, receive APS, apply to universities, then apply for your student visa. So, dMAT is simply an additional step. Is the certificate valid forever? Here's some good news. Unlike many language tests that expire after a few years, the current information says the dMAT certificate has indefinite validity. That means once you pass it, you won't have to write it again for future applications. Exam pattern. Now let's look at what the exam actually tests. The good news is that this is not an exam where you are expected to memorize textbooks. Instead, it focuses more on your thinking ability. The exam is completely computer-based. It is conducted in English. The duration is approximately 3.5 hours, including a short break. You will answer around 200 objective multiple choice questions. The test consists of two major sections. The first is a core module. This measures logical reasoning, analytical thinking, abstract reasoning, and your general cognitive ability. The second is the subject module. This evaluates how well you can apply logical thinking to academic and subject-related situations. So, instead of asking you to remember formulas, the exam mainly checks how well you solve problems. Important dates. For the first announced cycle, here are the important dates. Registration closes on 15th September 2026. The exam is scheduled for 26th September 2026. Results are expected on 12th October 2026. The examination fee is €150, which is approximately 16,000 rupees, although the exact amount in Indian currency depends on the exchange rate. Test centers. Students don't have to travel to Germany for this exam. Testing centers are expected across major Indian cities including New Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore, Chennai, Kolkata, Ahmedabad, Bhopal, and Chandigarh. So most students should be able to find a nearby test center. My advice, if you are planning for Germany in 2027 or later, don't panic. This is simply another step in the application journey. Start preparing early, follow only official APS announcements, avoid misinformation on social media, and don't confuse dMAT with dMAT account because they are completely different things. As more official sample questions and preparation materials become available, I will make dedicated videos explaining how to prepare for dMAT and how to maximize your chances of passing. If this video helped you understand Germany's new dMAT requirement, make sure to like the video and subscribe because I'll continue sharing verified Germany updates, scholarships, master's admissions, APS guidance, and visa information. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try my best to answer every genuine questions. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video.